What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about how you can start to be successful as a trader with inside of 30 days. Now, this is not going to be any one particular strategy. It's not going to be about some magic indicator, but what it's going to focus on, and it's really going to start to turn the light on for you and start to unlock a lot of doors when you really start to comprehend and actually accept this one fact that I'm going to tell you. Before I get into telling you guys about that, please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to this video as soon as you are done watching it. Also, if you guys are interested in trading with me each and every single day live and you want access to that mentorship and community, a link is down in the description box below. I only have one space left. Now, that one thing that you really need to focus on above all, above any type of strategy, above any type of fundamental news, above any type of technical indicator, is going to be that when you do lose a trade, understand that it's necessarily not a mistake that you may have made. Now, although there is mistakes that people do make, such as oversizing by trading too many contracts, maybe revenge trading, maybe not practicing good risk management in conjunction to what their actual account size is, those are all mistakes that we make as traders. But again, sometimes there are those particular trades where you are following a strategy or some type of edge. You have that kind of clear indicator that it's time for you to get into a trade, whether it be long or short. Everything looks perfect, and then the trade doesn't work. What tends to happen with a lot of traders is they tend to try to find a mistake that was made, whether in their strategy or in the markets, and then they get trapped in this loop cycle of constantly going down a rabbit hole, tinkering and changing things with their entries, changing things with their stop losses, changing different indicators. And what essentially starts to happen over a period of time is you get stuck in this rut where every time you kind of take 2-3 losers, you kind of look for something that's going wrong, when what I want you to do is not necessarily focus on what did I do wrong, but focus on let's find the next setup and let's do the same thing again. What you need to do is have a body of work, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 trades under your belt. So make sure we're position sized accordingly and managing our risk so we're able to take that many trades. And then from there, and only there, is when we look for the mistakes that are being made. Because again, a lot of times, maybe I would say personally, just off the top of my head, just kind of thinking back at, the last 10 or 20 trades that I've taken, how many of those particular trades that lost did I actually do something wrong versus them just not working out just due to the fact that they didn't work out, right? It's because sometimes it's nothing that has to do with your strategy or nothing personally that you did wrong. It's just the fact that, hey, the market didn't go to the price target you thought it was going to go to. The market reversed, the market bounced, the setup was there, it looked clean. That is what it is. We have to understand that just because we take a losing trade, or sometimes even 2, 3, 4 losing trades, doesn't have to be in a row, but sometimes when you're going in that back and forth time where you're making a little bit of money, then you kind of break even, then you lose some money, you lose a little bit more, and then you kind of crawl your way back with maybe a small winner, and then you have another scratch trade, and it doesn't really seem like you're becoming profitable. All you need to do is sit and get through a good amount of trades. And I would say that first number is going to be 20. How many of you guys can say right now that when your strategy triggers an entry, that you get into that play every single time? The answer is probably 80 to 90% of you let some trades go due to a prior experience that you had with a previous trade. Some of you guys maybe missed the entry because you were doing something else or looking at another chart. Some of you guys maybe have taken those trades every time they present themselves. However, sometimes you're playing 2 contracts and other times you're playing 6 contracts. You have to be consistent for at least, and this is just my opinion, but I've spoken to a lot of professional traders, guys who have been doing this a lot longer than me, 2-3 times longer than I have. But they say to really analyze your data after 20 trades, right? So if you've kind of heard this before in the past, this is not something that's just been made up. So for example, even on my strategy, right? What I'm using right now on my strategy is I'm using a 1x ATR on a 5-minute time frame to take profits, and I'm using a 2x ATR as my stop loss. I'm also kind of going back and forth with using a 2x ATR on the 5-minute for my stop loss as well as my take profit, just to kind of broaden up those profits a little bit. And it's working pretty well. Last week on Top Step, on one of my combine accounts, I finished the week with like 30 trades, and I finished with like 73% win rate. Again, I didn't make thousands and thousands of dollars. I was only able to profit about $700 on that series of work. But to me, that's self-sufficient enough, because if I kind of stay on that path, I can prove to myself as well as others that you don't need to trade max leverage. You don't need to trade a whole bunch of contracts to make money. And even if you average, let's say $700 a week, 7 times 4, you're looking at over $2,000 a month. Now, if you don't feel that that's enough money for you to kind of either live, do as a part-time job, have as a side hobby, then the only thing from there we do is change nothing besides scaling more accounts. So instead of having one funded account, now we're trading 2. We copy trade those. And now instead of having a $700 a week, we now have a $1,400 a week. And then we can gradually scale to 3 accounts. That $1,400 a week turns into a $2,100 a week, which turns into an $8,000 a month. So you can see how quickly with trading you can definitely scale. You can see how quickly with futures you can scale, but it's all about starting to do the same things and replicate the process to a T each and every single day the same. That doesn't mean have a losing trade and then look for a new entry. That doesn't mean change your stop loss from 25 points to 15 points to 35 points to 55 points down to 5 points. What we need to do is get through 20 trades with the same amount of risk on the table and taking the same type of setups. Only then, when we complete 20 trades, then we analyze, is there any human error mistakes that we're making? Or is it simply just the fact that the market sometimes doesn't do what we expect it to do when we get into a trade? And if that's the case, that's okay, because with probabilities, we're going to work past that by taking more trades. Then and only then, after the 20 trades, if we have some mistakes in there versus us moving our stop loss manually or taking profits too early or jumping in on new entries, then we can start to correct those issues and get on a better road to profitability and consistency. Again, guys, if you are looking to trade with me each and every single day live, I offer a mentorship, one-on-one coaching, live trading webinars. I offer access to my calendar where you guys can set up one-on-one calls. You get access to the community. I have one space available left for Evolution traders. If you guys want to jump in and on board, I will see all of you guys on the inside who decide to join. Again, it's a first come, first serve basis. I don't like to take on a whole flood of people at once because it gets a little bit overwhelming for me trying to work with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 traders all at once who are brand new into my community. But I'm willing to take on one new member. Again, it's first come, first serve. That link is down in the description box below. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I'll see all of you guys on the next one. And again, to much continued success, stick to it, stay positive, continue to do the right thing, and you will see success.